Alright, how to play tic-tac-toe, lesson 4. Now, if you've been watching our series thus far, then you know that if we have the situation where if I move here, well, you have an 87.5% chance of losing based off your first move. To avoid losing, you have to move here in the middle. However, in lesson 3, we learned that I can set up a trap right here to still win. So the question now is there another method I can use? So this trap right here is called the classic tic-tac-toe trap. I call it classic because usually how the game ends up is I'll move Sarah for their second move, and then now I've just won the game. This, of course, is the classic trap. I also call it a secondary trap because it's a trap based off the second move of the player who goes second. Okay, it's all based on the second move. If you watch lesson 2, you can see how to set up primary traps, which are based off the second player's first move. All right, so classic. This is again the classic trap. This is what we talked about in lesson 3. Now we're going to talk about another trap that we can do. Okay. So if blue moves first in the corner, or I said that wrong. If black moves first in the corner, then blue moves in the middle. Usually by this point, I like to mess with whoever I'm playing with. So I'll move right here. Okay. So this is what I call in my book the alpha trap. Okay. The odds of it working is actually dismal. It's quite low, and it usually doesn't work. And usually, if it does work, it's because the other player's not paying attention, or they're just perhaps not that smart of a tic-tac-toe player yet. So, at this point, suppose blue moves here. Well, if blue moves here, then they've fallen into my trap because I have to block them. But now notice that I just won because I can win across, I can win up and down, boom, boom. And that's how the alpha trap works. So I set up my possible winning situation by moving in the central position so that hopefully for my third move I can move right here and get my 2 ways of winning. Okay, so we know that the top right corner is bad. If I move, I just noticed I have 2 right here. That. So if blue moves right here for their second move, we need to talk about this for a moment because this is a terrible plan. So by moving right here, that's a bad box. Maybe we can block that. I guess I just have to go with it. That's a bad box. This move here I call a dead move. It's a dead move because one, blue is not setting up any possible winning situations for themselves. Okay, you're not forcing me to have to block you to get your 3 in a row. And 2, you're not really preventing me from doing anything. You're just wasting time and space on the grid doing nothing. Because I can just move right here, do what I want, and boom, there's my winning solution again. So we can summarize first that if I move here, then you move here and I here, then this is a bad move and this is a bad move. That central position, where that green box is, that is always a terrible place to move, simply because you're not doing anything. You're not making a possible winning solution for yourself, and you're not blocking. You're just wasting time. So that is the alpha trap, how to try and win. If you want to lose, you need to move in where these 2 red shaded areas are. So now we need to talk about how to counter this trap, okay? So 1, here's 2, here's 1, here's our situation. All right, so if blue moves here, then we can see that I now have to block. That forces blue to have to block here, in the bottom right corner. Black has to block top left corner. That means blue now has to block, and so that's a tie. It's a bad line. Maybe it's not better. Okay. So we can keep summarizing. So let's see here. This is bad. This is bad. So I guess this is good because that's a tie. So let's see here. If I move 1, 2, 1. Okay, so if I move here, this is a little bit better than our dead move before because you are blocking me, right? I can't set my winning solution going straight up and down like this. However, it's not doing too much more than that because now I can move wherever I want, but it's not really going to do me any favors either because at this point I don't really have any way of forcing a win out of you. I can I'm just essentially stuck moving somewhere. So maybe I'll move right here. So if I move here, well, then you have to move here, and then I don't know. I have to pick somewhere, but it doesn't really matter. Right? So 4, and then you have to block me again. This is one of those situations where it's just going to end up in the time. So maybe we try something else. So 1, 2, 2. So maybe if I move, let's see here. Oh, no, not that wrong. Okay. So we'll try a couple more situations and see if how those work out. So that was your first move. This is your second move, blue. I don't know. Maybe if I move here, let's see here. Actually, I want to do that. So if I move here, let's see what this does. Okay, well that forces you here. Well, that forces me here, and it's a tie, essentially, because now you have to move in that central position right here. All right. So this is essentially going to just give you a tie. Keep working it out. So far we got 2 bad moves and we got 2 safe moves. Let's make some room. All right. So if I move here, first move, second move, and let's see here, blue moves, first move, set. I suppose blue moves here. Well, now I have to block. Blue has to do something. It doesn't really matter what blue does. Best move for blue is just move in a corner somewhere. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to just pick something. So there's 3, block, block, end of game. Well, this one's good. So far we got 3 places I can move and be fine. 2 places to move and I am in a bad position. So let's see. 1, 2, 1. Now, suppose now I move here if I'm blue, okay? Now that forces black to move here. And now, what can we do? Well, let's see here. Blue has to block. Black doesn't really matter, so I guess we can move here. And then that has to equal block. Now, one thing I do want to mention is right here is a good move to make, simply because now I have effectively blocked blue from ever winning this game. because now there's no way they can move anywhere. And I set up a possible winning solution, though most likely be blocked. Okay. So there we go. Block, block, block. So four ways of tying and 2 ways of losing based off the alpha trap. And now let's see if we can figure out part pawn. Let's see here. Oh yes, this is it. So suppose blue moves here. So now, if so, black is free to move wherever, right? Now, if black is not paying attention and moves here, notice blue just set themselves up for a nice double trap. So this is one of the few times blue can actually set up a counter offensive, okay? So this is actually something to keep in mind. So let's walk through this one more time. So black moves here, blue moves here. Black sets up alpha trap here. Blue can counter the alpha trap by moving in this corner. And by doing so, if black decides to move here, which probably won't happen, well, blue has to block, and now he set himself a counter trap. So that is pretty sweet. Okay. So the best way to counter the alpha trap is by moving in this corner here. Okay. So let's see here. We got 3 shades. We should label what those mean, just to be clear to our viewers. So if you make your second move in the red zone, that means you lose. Okay. In the green, that means you tie most likely. And then if you move in the blue, that means you might win. So maybe win. Okay. Put a little smiley face. And this is the setup for maybe winning. Okay. It's all based off the third move of the black player. This is one of those rare instances where blue can try to strategically set up their own counter trap. And yeah. So altogether then, we can summarize our results. Okay. Oh, actually, what that is our summary, so never mind. All right. Thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed watching it, please subscribe and consider supporting us by, or well, there's no us, there's just me. Consider supporting me by purchasing a copy of my book, How to Play Tic-Tac-Toe Like a Champion. It is $10 on Amazon. It is self-published. There's lots of cool pictures on playing tic-tac-toe, and maybe you'll learn something. Content of the book is going to be very similar to this video series. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.